Hi, everyone. It's Christopher, Mono County Library Director and co-host of the Oxygen Starved podcast. And for this Book Talk Friday, I'm wrapping up a few weeks covering the Benton Library here with a couple of gems from their small but mighty collection of young adult books. Now, my first pick for this week is E. Lockhart's We Were Liars. Lockhart is a National Book Award nominated author of young adult novels, and this psychological thriller was a bestseller in 2014, but then, during the pandemic, a lot more people found out about it, and it had a resurgence in 2020 as a viral TikTok sensation. It has all the trappings of a good psychological story: an atmospheric, almost claustrophobic setting, an all-powerful family, and an outsider who, in the process of getting too close, triggers a bunch of unfortunate family history to surface. Lockhart herself said she started with the setting, a private island owned by a single family off the coast of Massachusetts, inspired by her own ferry rides to Martha's Vineyard as a child. She then imagined the family who would have owned the island, the wealthy Sinclairs, coming together each year from their homes to summer on the island as a family. She also says she grew up loving fairy tales and tried to bring a fairy tale sensibility to the story. The protagonist, teenager Cadence, is set to inherit the island, and one summer, as she gathers with her extended family and teenage cousins, she falls in love with a young Gat, a boy who has been visiting them for a few summers. This sets off a story in which the privileged, wealthy family's secrets start to be revealed, leading to climactic ending that upends everything. But is the tragedy that climactic event, or is the tragedy that someone walks away from it? Described in one review as riveting, brutal, and beautifully told, when it was first released, the publisher actually implored readers not to give away the ending, suggesting when people asked to just lie about it. Lockhart followed up We Were Liars just this year with Family of Liars, a prequel to this story. And at least one reviewer has said it's easier to read We Were Liars first to better understand the prequel. We have both in Mono County libraries. Now, my pick for the older title this week is another young adult novel, Restless by Rich Wallace. Wallace is, again, another popular young adult author, writing mostly around the theme of sports. High school sports take a spot in Restless as well, as one of the protagonists, Herbie, has decided he's taking on both football and cross-country running for his senior year of high school, mostly because he feels he's got something to prove. Like many teens, Herbie's going through a lot. He's a lot smarter in school than he lets on. He works hard at his after-school job since his parents split up, and he starts to get serious with his first real girlfriend. But he also has something else going on, which leads me to the other protagonist in this novel, Herbie's older brother, Frank. Frank's watching out for his little brother, as an older brother would, and Herbie has often talked to him as he grew up, despite Frank having died of cancer a decade earlier when he was Herbie's age. What Restless explores is Herbie's discovery that his connection to Frank isn't just in his head. There's actually something there, a connection that he more strongly believes in when running through a cemetery one evening, he feels someone else or something else try to latch onto him. Why is this happening? And importantly, why is Frank still hanging around rather than moving on to the afterlife? You know, stories often set up the premise around ghosts that they're doomed to haunt a place forever due to unresolved issues. Well, Frank would very much like to understand what he needs to resolve, despite experiencing every teenage boy's worst nightmare of dying a virgin, which he's a little resentful of. Restless hit a few best of lists when it came out in 2003 and is unique in capturing the small town vibe of high school teens just getting through life, or beyond it, in laid-back yet poignant storytelling. This is Restless by Rich Wallace. This is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, both great YA novels that will have crossover adult reader appeal as well, both available at Mono County libraries. Come in and grab one of these or another great book to read. In the meantime, stay safe and have a safe, happy 4th of July weekend.